As the Democratic primaries draw closer, candidates are suiting up for another debate. Here's a look at who will take the stage and what you need to know about them. Joe Biden is the former vice president to Barack Obama. As one of the more traditional Democrats on the stage, he advocates for expanding healthcare without adopting a Medicare for All plan. His campaign is also pushing for taxes on carbon emissions to protect the environment and boosting defense spending while keeping troops deployed. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker got voters' attention as mayor when he answered the phone for citizens who needed help shoveling snow. As a presidential candidate, however, he supports an assault weapon buyback program, raising taxes on wealthy citizens, and argues he can make housing affordable through construction funding and rent subsidies. South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg is the youngest of the bunch and is also an openly gay Afghan war vet. He is focusing his campaign on tackling student debt. He also supports a voluntary assault rifle buyback plan and is one of the few candidates with plans to impose new federal regulations on big tech. Former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Julian Castro was seen as the next big player in Democratic politics. He was allegedly a VP frontrunner for Hillary Clinton in 2016. Now, as a presidential candidate, he, like Booker, believes in affordable housing through a combination of construction funding and rent subsidies. He's also focused on improving education by making college free and giving teachers tax credits. Tulsi Gabbard is the U.S. representative in Hawaii and backed Bernie Sanders in 2016. Now, as his opponent, she is adopting one of his campaign promises: bring back the Depression-era Glass-Steagall Act that regulated big banks. Senator Elizabeth Warren also champions this plan. Gabbard also believes in closing down nuclear power reactors to protect the environment from disasters like the Japanese power plant meltdown in 2011. California Senator Kamala Harris is most notably a former county prosecutor, district attorney, and a state attorney general. She wants to reform the cash bailout system, expand tax benefits for middle-class and low-income citizens, and introduce legislation that would create a new tax credit for renters who spend more than 30% of their income on housing. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar is a Midwestern Democrat who's trying to win back Obama voters who went for Donald Trump in 2016. She wants to strengthen our farm economy, boost teacher pay, and says she'd consider backing border wall funding as a part of a bill that provides a path to citizenship. Former Texas Congressman Beto ORourke has been very vocal about both banning and introducing a buyback program of assault rifles in the wake of several mass shootings. He opposes Medicare for All, but wants to expand coverage and negotiate prescription drug prices for Medicare patients. Independent Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has remained on the campaign trail despite undergoing heart surgery in October. Like his 2016 campaign, he is fighting for Medicare for All, free college tuition, and raising taxes on the extremely wealthy. Tom Steyer was late to enter the race, but what we do know about the hedge fund manager and political activist is that he's a leading donor to the left, especially when it comes to climate activism. He supports a ban on all assault weapons, opposes Medicare for All, and would take executive action to legalize undocumented people if Congress doesn't act. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren has enjoyed surges in polling that is putting her in a front-runner status. She says she's, quote, with Bernie when it comes to Medicare for All, and has presented plans to eliminate student debt and use federal funds to build more housing. She would also like to tackle income inequality by taxing the rich and creating new social programs. Andrew Yang is an entrepreneur trying to prepare America for an automated future by pushing for universal basic income. He plans to provide each American with a regular amount of income, regardless of their background. He's the only candidate who has proposed this, and it's a central part of his campaign. Also, unlike his competitors, he believes in leaving minimum wage up to the states and wants Americans to be able to vote on mobile apps. Phew! With so many candidates, it's hard to keep up with who's who. Now go forth and use your knowledge to vote.